Prisms and cylinders. Surface area. All right, so Miss Jensen, she and I were talking this morning. She's like, what are you teaching today? And I was like, oh, 7th graders have a test, geometry, surface area. And she's like, haven't you been teaching surface area for like a month? And I thought about it, and I said, yes. Because 7th graders, we've been doing surface and area and volume for a month. So this has been my life. Surface area, but we've had a lot of fun with it. Guys, pretend to hold a box. Ooh, you guys have some big boxes. All right, surface area is all about wrapping the box. What is it about? When you wrap the box, do you wrap the bottom? Yes. Do you wrap the top? Yes. The bottom always gets forgotten. Any box, even though mine is this way, and Abigail has a little one, Gaten has a big one, big box. How many sides do our boxes have? 6. So how many sides would we have to wrap? 6. You just got to be careful about how many sides you're wrapping. Now, I just told you 7th graders, we talked about surface area, and did you hear what else I said? Okay, those little guys make me laugh so hard. So, we're talking about volume, and I make them hold stuff all the time. So I was like, all right, hold your pretend presents. We call them presents. So I hold the present, and I said, what are you going to put in your present to represent volume? And they think about it. And one kid was so excited to tell me what was going in his present. And he said, a puppy! And I said, yeah, that could go in a present. But guys, do you think that represents volume? And they said, no. Why does a puppy not represent volume inside the box? Callie, how come?
Because it doesn't take up the whole inside of the box.
And the kid goes, uh-huh. And we're like, and he goes, what if it's a huge puppy in a tiny box? And we're like, oh. When we started laughing, because we imagined like shoving a puppy up. That sounds terrible. But we're just pretend and we're laughing. So we kind of saved his answer, kind of. All right. Guys, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Here comes some intense vocab. However, I put up the exact definitions, but we're just going to highlight stuff and just write down keywords. Nod your heads. You okay with that? All right, here we go. Vocab word prism. Yikes, just looking at that. Don't you think that's overwhelming? Here we go. Let's break it down to what we need to know. A prism has to have 2 congruent what? Okay, write it down. Put 2 congruent faces, and they're called bases. It rhymes. The last part that you need to write about it, just put that the other faces are called lateral faces. What are they called, guys? Lateral. Okay, let's go to pretend world again. Hold that one hand. In your hand is a pyramid. Yeah? The pyramid, you get to decide what's the base of your pyramid. What shape? I heard triangle, hexagon. Anything else?
A decagon.
Dodecagon. What did you say over there? Dodecahedron. You could say dodecagon. All right. So the base, that would be a face, right? The part around the pyramid, the triangle's going up. Those would be lateral faces. Does that make sense? So this part around is lateral face, and the bases. Yeah. Okay. Those are the congruent faces. Right prism, guys, just break this word down. What does right mean in geometry? 90 degrees. So just put, there are perpendicular lines in a right prism. You can put down your pretend pyramids. All right, oblique prisms are everything that are not perpendicular. They don't have perpendicular lateral faces to the bases. Just not perpendicular. It's called oblique. Have you guys heard the word oblique before?
Yeah.
Where?
It's a muscle.
It's a muscle and help. You've got your obliques. I wish I could relate it to this definition, but I don't know how. Obliques are not perpendicular. I feel like they might be perpendicular on our body. I don't know. All right, let's keep going. Surface area. Right here. All you need to write down is surface area is add everything up. It's the sum of all its faces. Whether they're a base, whether they're a lateral face, just add up all the areas of the sides. I'll show you how to be organized. Okay, and then lateral area, same thing, only you just do the parts around the prism. You add up those areas. Okay, I'm going to highlight something on this prism. This blue and this blue. Are they lateral faces or bases? These ones aren't congruent, so it wouldn't be a right prism. It could just be a prism. Yeah? Okay, so these are the bases. What are the other ones that I have not highlighted? What's the vocab for it? Lateral, it's like, okay, this is how I remember. I think lateral label. The label's usually around this part of the shape. Yeah? Okay, let's see what's next. Yeah, Annette, have you guys seen these before? It's like someone stomped on something and then you gotta put it back together to a 3D shape. Feel free to sketch one of these if you want it on your notes. Okay. Cylinder, okay, that stuff up there, do you really need to write that down? Sketch it, here's a cylinder. Sketch yourself a cylinder. Okay, I have a question for you. I've kind of been scratching my head about this. A right cylinder. It says, a cylinder such as the segment joining the centers of the bases is perpendicular to the bases. Okay, so what that is saying is center of the base like right there. Take that. As long as they're perpendicular, it's a right cylinder. Okay, here's what I've been thinking about all day. So are any cylinders not right cylinders?
You picture like a slinky and like slide the top over, so
It's like a slinky. So in like shape, when it's shaped like this, it's a cylinder. But then I feel like when we slink it out, I don't know what verb to use, then it's not a cylinder anymore. I feel like if it's a cylinder.
The top isn't directly over the bottom.
Is that a cylinder though? If it's slanted, would you still call that a cylinder?
What else would it be?
I don't know. This is what I've been thinking about all day long.
It could be like a pipe that's from
Okay, but if it's irregular pipe, is it a cylinder?
Yeah.
Is it?
You're the math teacher. Google.
If you cut it like this, yeah.
Google it. I don't know. That's like something to think about though, right? Because you can't change it, it's gotta be a cylinder. You can't change it from a cylinder.
Depends on how you cut it.
Alright, lateral area of a cylinder. Right here, this is like a fuzzy copy. Let me ghetto draw cylinder. Are you ready? Cylinder. Right here. Which part is, I know, watch it. Which part is the lateral part of a cylinder? Callie, what do you think?
The part that wraps around.
I don't know how to draw that. Right here. I'm going to put, it's the label. Because if you ever ripped off the label off a soup can but been really good about it, do you know what shape comes out when you rip off the label? It's a rectangle. Good job. Okay, lateral area of a cylinder is just a piece of the formula. Right here, will you write this part down? You just need the label for a cylinder. It's 2 pi RH. Okay, surface area. What if your dad loves like eating bacon soup, so you're going to wrap it for him for his birthday? You need to wrap the whole thing right, not just the label, the circles. It's a formula. Write it down. We'll write it again later, but let's practice it. 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi RH. Okay, so right here, this 2 pi RH is which part of the cylinder? That's the label, the lateral surface. Label lateral surface. Make sure I spell it right. Okay, what is the first part of the formula covering then? What's just this piece of the formula? Does that look familiar? It's a circle. Why is there 2 of them? That's where it comes from. So these are your circles, area of the circles. So if you just want the label, don't use the first part. Make sense? It's on your reference sheet, so don't feel like you have to stress to memorize this. It'll be there for you. Okay, the formula that I do not like. Can I show you an easier way to do stuff? All right, what does the capital S stand for? Surface. Surface area. Look at this. What does the capital B stand for? It's more involved than base. Look, underline it. You have to find the area of the base. Capital P, we've dealt with that. What's capital P? Perimeter, and then H is just height. Okay, it's an okay formula. I feel like it's involved. But if you just think wrapping present, we have to cover every side, we can do it a little bit easier. You okay with that? I think it's logical. Sometimes I can't remember formulas. I don't know about you. I'm more of a logic person. I can figure stuff out if I remember. So we've got this shape. First, decide how many sides do we have to cover? 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got to cover 5 sides. Make a list. So nice to stay organized. And then be nice to yourself. So I think of this as a tent, yeah? What's a better geometric term for this shape? Triangular prism. What if we just cover this part first? That part is what dimensions? What by what? 8 by 6. So 8 by 6 is just what? Okay, so we've got a 48. Check, one side is covered. So we've got that side covered. The bottom next. It's still what by what? 8 by 6, which is just 48, right? Okay, check, we've covered that part. We're doing great. All right, this one, do you know what this one is? 8 by 6 again, very convenient, we got a 48. Okay, we still have two sides left to cover. What shape are they though?
Triangle.
Dun, dun, dun. Are they both the exact same triangle?
Yeah.
That's convenient, because once we find one, we'll know the other, right? So we've got to cover this. What kind of triangle is that? Equilateral. If it's equilateral, what do all of these angles equal?
60.
Okay, I'm going to draw it a little bit bigger. So this is 60. This whole thing is 6 inches. Do you know the area formula for a triangle though?
Half space times.
Half base height. So we need to do, I think of it as BH divided by 2. It's the same thing. We have the height though. Can we figure it out? Yes, we can. Are you excited?
Yeah.
It's a 30-60 triangle. So if this one's 60, what's this angle up here? 30. Okay, if this entire thing is 6, which is just this little guy. This little guy's 3. Okay, check it. Across from the 30 is always x. Across from the 60 is? Guys, good job. X squared of 3, which in our case would be? There you go. We just found the height. So area formula, base, which is what? Is it 6 or is it 3? I'm not trying to trick you. We want to use 6 because we want the whole entire blue triangle. So base would be 6 times the height we just found, 3 squared of 3, and then divide that by 2. Guys, what's 6 times 3? 18 divided by 2. Let's just think of it as 9 squared of 3. So 9 squared of 3 for this one, 9 squared of 3 for this one. Okay, you've got all 5 things. Now what? Yeah, that's it. Add them all together. Can I show you something with your calculators? Guys, why don't you do the 9 squared of 3 first? So do 9 squared of 3. And then we have 2 of them, right? So maybe do 9 squared of 3. Hit your equal button. And then hit times 2. Take care of the messy one first. And then just hit add 48, add 48, add 48. Will you tell a neighbor first? Check on your neighbor, see how they're doing. Make sure I do this right. Did you say 175.2? Yes. So surface area, total surface area, 175.2. Looking over here, inches. Inches something though. Do you know what? It's squared because it's area, but I don't love saying because it's area. Does anybody literally know why it's squared? Not just because it's area and we always do that for area. Tyler, do you know? What do you think about this, guys? 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, what do you think? I'd say this is 3D. You're getting there, though. You're getting there. Callie?
Because it's you're timesing inches by inches, so it's like if inches was a variable, then it would be inches.
I couldn't have said it any better. Can I show you what she just said? What you're doing right here is 8 times 6, right? 8 what times 6 what? 8 inches times 6 inches. Well, what's inches times inches? That's where it comes from. Oh, good stuff. Oh man, surface area. We got this. How many sides to cover? 6. Make a list. You can crank this out real fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, Gaten Weber, which side do you want to cover first? The front. Okay, Gaten, the front is what by what? 5 by 11. Good job. Okay, what's convenient about these shapes is, technically, did Gaten do 2 of them for us? Do you agree that the front is exactly the same as the back? All right, thank you, Gaten. All right, James, which one do you want to do next?
Let's do the bottom.
The bottom. The bottom's what by what? Can you tell, James? Nice, James. 11 by 4 for the bottom, which will be the same as the top. Okay, which dimension are we missing?
Side.
The side? What is the side?
5 by 4.
Wait, 4 by what? Oh, there you go. 4 by 5. Oh, I heard 20. That's what I heard. Hey, I'm up. Stay organized. Add them up. It'll give you the answer. Tell a neighbor first. Okay, tell me, what'd you get? 238. Is that what I heard? 238 what, guys? 238 what? There you go. How many of you wrote that before we went over it? Yes, good work, good work. Formula. We already wrote this down. Will you write it down again, please? All you need to know is, what does R stand for? What does H stand for? Now, what I have my little guy 7th graders do is they always put parentheses around this. Calculators don't know order of operations / they can't read your mind. They don't know to times all of this, and then add it. So put parentheses in there so you can just literally type it straight up in your calculator. Review. This part of the formula covers what? Yes, it's the circles. This part covers what? The label, the lateral surface. Good job, good job. Okay, let's put it in our formula. So grab your calculators, pull up the parenthesis. Starts with 2 pi. So put 2 pi times formula, isn't it r squared? All right, what's r in the picture? 4. So 4 squared. How many of you are using the square root, or not the square root button, the square button? Go for it. Or you can just do 4 times 4. Whatever you're comfortable with. Parenthesis plus parenthesis 2 pi times the radius, I'm just following the formula, times the height, which is 5. Parenthesis. I think your calculator will do everything for you. Again, tell a neighbor first. Make sure your neighbor's staying with it. What you got? What did you get? 0.2? 0.2 what? Keep going. Yep. Guys, you can be pros. Add that in there. Perfect answer. How many are like, oh yeah, I got that. All I have to do is type in the calculator. Let me check on you though. How many of you literally got this answer? We good? Okay. Okay, solve it. You got this. You got this. You got this. Okay, can I get your hand in the air? I'll get confused if you all shout at me. What did you get? Tayo things, what did you get?
565.5 feet squared.
0.5 feet squared? How many got that? How many feeling okay about this section? You doing okay? Alright.